Hey, it's Professor Hedges. One of the most frequent questions that I get from students is, how do I pick a topic for my essay? One of the blessings or curses, whichever way you want to look at it, of English 101 with me is that for the majority of the work, you get to choose what you're going to write upon. So what I wanted to spend a few minutes today is talking about how to choose a topic, and this is particularly helpful for the argumentative essay and the research paper. So let's do a little bit of brainstorming about how to think about this. If you're going to choose a topic for an argumentative essay, one thing that you can do is consider a community model. So we can look at this in a diagram format. At the center of the universe is you. Kind of egocentric, right? But what we're going to do is think of the analogy of whenever you throw a rock into a pool. Wherever that rock hits, there's a little ripple that starts just right where it entered the water. And then as the waves expand, the ripples get further and further apart, but they all envelop that middle point where the rock originally hit. You can think of your relationship with other individuals like that. So let's start with those that you're in closest proximity to or care about the most, and then work our way backward. So probably the closest circle you would have right around you are family. Then after that might come friends. Then after that, can probably go one of two ways. For some people it might be fellow students. For others it might be, say, co-workers. Then you can start getting into larger groups that fit more of demographic data. So maybe you fit into the category of individuals on this planet that are parents. And then we get all the way out to things as basic as whether you're male or female, or even young versus old. So what you may not think about is that you belong to a variety of different communities in your life right now. You can view each one of these concentric circles as a particular community. So what you can do to come up with a topic is to take one of these communities and then address issues that concern that community. So let's take just one of those groups. And I started with the closest circle to you, family. Think about issues that are pressing concerns for your family. For instance, we could hypothetically say that maybe you have family members that aren't citizens of the United States. So citizenship and gaining citizenship is a big deal for you. Perhaps you have a parent or another close family member who's dealing with a health crisis. Perhaps they have cancer or some other type of debilitating disease, and they're not able to get the proper prescription for it, or they don't have adequate health care coverage. Or you might have something like, say you're struggling with employment. Perhaps everybody at a family member's employer was laid off, or the family member had to gain additional training that was not feasible. Anyway, once you come up with a topic category, then you can start asking yourself, well, what is the issue at hand with that topic? So we'll take citizenship. And the issue at hand may be that for someone who is well educated but happened to be born in another country, because of new regulations in the U.S. immigration law, it's very difficult for them to gain citizenship. And you don't think that's right because there are good people out there that should be citizens of the United States. So what you do then is that becomes your argumentative topic. How are we going to make sure that people who should be allowed citizenship do obtain that citizenship? Then the big question, this is the final part that really is helpful when coming up with a topic, is you have to ask yourself is, who is your audience? Because oftentimes your audience is not going to be the constituents that you're actually addressing. You're representing their interests and speaking to whomever has a stake in controlling the problem and providing a solution. So for something like citizenship, you're probably going to be writing an argumentative essay that's geared toward your governmental representatives, your governors, your senators, your representatives, even the president. But this would be a political issue, so you would have a political constituency at hand that you would have to write to. You can go back and do the same diagram again for any other topics on here.